Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cop Council. How are we all? Hopefully, all of you are on a fantastic day from wherever you are around the world, and welcome back to yet another match preview show for you guys tonight. Look, do we want to talk about football? Not at the minute, but of course, we have to talk about the Reds anyway. Upcoming game against Rangers in the UEFA Champions League. It's not the league. We don't have to think about the league until Sunday. But of course, the Champions League is a very much important thing for the Reds, and hopefully we can get a win away from home at Ibrox as well. But of course, it will be a very, very difficult task away from home and in Rangers as well, and like I said, the Ibrox as well. But if you're new around here as well, viewing us for the first time, then please feel free to leave a like. Please hit that subscribe button as well if you're new around here as well, and don't forget to enable notifications as well to remind yourselves when we go live or post a video. But guys, how are we all? I know it's been a couple of days since, of course, that Arsenal defeat, which of course I think all of us. I think pretty much all of us are disappointed about it, and look, I think the whole performance wasn't good enough for the Arsenal game. But again, hopefully things can change for the Rangers game. Of course, different competition. Of course, with two wins out of three so far in the Champions League. So hopefully now we can bounce back and kick on. Hopefully, but of course we'll speak all about it tonight anyway. Of course, but I come on not tonight, my friend. Just gonna be me on tonight's show. Anyway, and Niall's in as well, saying big ups as well. Hello, Niall. Hopefully on a fantastic day as well. Anyway, but of course we'll dive straight into it then. Of course, and where do we go from this Arsenal defeat? For me, I don't know. I think the last couple of weeks on obviously changing the formation and changing the system, it did provide something, something else that what we've seen so far this season, and I liked it, and I do like the new system. I think it's better, defensively for us, and I think it's better going forward at the moment. But obviously, if you guys have been living under a rock, the injury news isn't the best, is it? Of course, Luis Diaz getting confirmed that he will miss up to 6 weeks of football, and of course will miss the World Cup, which again we put on our community page yesterday. Wasn't the best news for Liverpool. Of course, it was better news than what we first expected. It could have been a lot worse. Could have required surgery, but luckily and thankfully, no surgery required and out for 6 to 8 weeks, which of course isn't good for Luis Diaz, isn't good for Liverpool Football Club, because for me he's been Liverpool's best outfield player this season, without a shadow of a doubt. But again, you all hope that it wouldn't have been as bad as what it was first thought as well. So of course many speedy recovery thoughts to Luis Diaz. But not only him with the injury news, of course, Trent Alexander-Arnold is going to be out for around 3 to 4 weeks with a sprained ankle, by the looks of things. But according to the reports, anyway, apparently fluid has gone to his ankle, and obviously we all know a swollen ankle. It's you can't play football with it realistically. So he's going to be out for 3 to 4 weeks by the looks of things as well. Joel Matip, is going to be out for a couple of weeks as well, due to him. I believe his groin injury, so he's going to be out to 3 weeks by the looks of things, 2 to 3 weeks. You hope it's 2 weeks realistically, but even still, all the injuries happening, again, doesn't help the club, does it? And apart from that, there's no real injury news. Obviously, everyone got excited on Twitter earlier on when Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain was seen in training, but he's not going to feature in both Rangers or Manchester City game, which, again, what was the point of him being there? Again, and no Curtis Jones, no Naby Keita as of yet as well. So, again, Curtis Jones, another one, he was in training last week, now supposedly out for the Rangers game, could potentially be there for the City game, which again, you look at it and you're like, what is wrong with Curtis Jones? What is, we all know, he's had problems with his eye, he's probably had problems with his, I think his hamstring, I think it was, or his knee. Again, it's a shame the fact that when you need a player and you need players to step up. Again, now we're looking at potentially either Fabinho or Thiago midfield, or even a Henderson or Fabinho, a Henderson Fabinho, Henderson Thiago type midfield. That's pretty much all the option Liverpool have at the moment as well. But let's get into your comments then, guys. Let me know your thoughts on the injury news, because again, it's not the best, is it? With everything considered, realistically, anyway. But Jazz is in as well, saying evening. Reds as well. Brian's in as well, saying hi, Connor as well. We won't need Diaz in January anyway. Mbappe is on his way. Yeah, I've seen those rumors today. It's laughable, isn't it? I think he's on now. He's on like 1.2, 1.3 million pound a week, which yeah, that's not ever happening ever again. I think, to be honest, he's a spoiled brat at the moment as well. But Cedric's in as well, saying Connor with a thumbs up as well. Anyway, but we'll get into the Rangers side of it, 'cause it won't be a very long preview tonight, guys. I apologise for it. Again, it'll be about 20 minutes, half an hour maybe tonight. But we'll take a look then at Rangers and Rangers form over the last couple of weeks. Of course, we'll look at the injury record first of all for both teams. Of course, them having a lot of injuries at the moment. Obviously, Hadji being a huge miss, and Top Lawrence as well being a huge miss. But you look for Liverpool again: Trent, Naby, Luis Diaz, Joel Matip, Curtis Jones, Arthur Mello, for example, as well. Andy Robertson, Andy Robertson is back. That was the only positive news for today. So I forgot to mention Robbo, but yeah, Robbo is back. Obviously, Ox being out injured as well. We'll take a look at the team form as well. Obviously, Liverpool and Rangers only playing one game since that game, obviously last week, and of course, Liverpool losing 3-2 to Arsenal, and Rangers beating St Mirren by 4-0 over the weekend as well, which of course. It's good for them coming into the game as well. And I think that the big thing for Rangers, and the big thing they could take away from last week's game was the fact that they didn't concede from open play. McMahon, him being brilliant in goal. Stopping Luis Diaz, even Darwin Núñez as well, stopping them too from capitalizing from opportunities and so on. And I think, look, the big thing for Liverpool is to not concede first and not concede early. That's the big thing for Liverpool over this game. And I think that, obviously, I just mentioned on John's channel just now, of course, 15 out of the last 17 games Liverpool conceded first, which is unbelievably bad. It's unbelievably bad. And again, you look at first halves this season, Liverpool are the worst side, I think, in Europe, I think, for first half performances. So again, you have to perform, especially at a place where it's going to be rocking, European night, them trying to get, by the looks of things, a Europa League spot, between them and Ajax at the moment. Even, us, for example, if we were to lose this game, we would get pulled in that bracket, and, Napoli could be completely gone, in the Champions League. But for me, I don't care how we qualify. I don't care if it's first. I don't care if it's second. As long as we qualify for the knockout stages of the Champions League, that's, for me, is the biggest picture that you can. Because if we was to play, Thursday night football, Europa League, or even potentially get knocked out to the group stage, that would be a huge disaster, even though this season's already been a huge disaster, which of course isn't the best, is it? Realistically, Cedric saying, when will Ox be able to play next? Me, I can't answer that. I do not know myself. Thank God Kanate is fit again. Absolutely. Jesus Christ! Imagine if we didn't have Kanate in the team. That would be horrific. Okay, thanks as well. Brian saying he's probably be fit during the World Cup. Yeah, he'll probably be fit after the World Cup. Because I think the date at the minute is around mid-November for Ox. So again, we don't know. But he was in training today. In the open training for it anyway. But guys, let me know your start 11 predictions in the comment section down below. to be fair, because again, it won't be a very long stream tonight. Again, I am running out of time at the moment, so again, it will be a very short stream from us tonight. Apologies for that, of course, but we will be live tomorrow for the post match after it anyway. And I think the big thing with the start 11 prediction is, will Klopp go back to the 4-2-3-1, or will he go to will he go with the 4-2-3-1, or will he stick and go with tried and trusted with 4-3-3? Now, for me personally, I do think he should stick with the new system. I do think he should stick with this with the same old 4-2-3-1. And to be fair, this is my starting 11 prediction. Again, let me know yours in the chat down below, and just let me know your thoughts. For me, I do think it will be Ali. Obviously, I think it will be Joe Gomez at right back. I think Kanate and Virgil van Dijk will be the centre half partnership. Good to see Kanate back. Obviously, Costas on the left. Robbo is obviously on the bench, but for me, I think Costas keeps his place for this game and the Manchester City game. For the obviously the weekend and so on. But Thiago and Fabinho, the two DMs, that for me, I think Jordan Henderson, even though he wasn't the worst out of the two, on the weekend, I do think Hendo will be dropped and put onto the bench, and hopefully, maybe come on and solidify the game if needed. And of course, Roberto Firmino in the centre of the front four. Obviously, Jota out on the left, obviously because of Luis Diaz's injury. Mohamed Salah on the right, and then Darwin Núñez up front. That is for me my starting 11 prediction. I think that Darwin Núñez is the one now that Liverpool should be starting. No questions asked whatsoever. I think Liverpool pretty much should be starting Núñez, regularly now. I think he obviously took a bit of time to, get into the system, get into the flow of things. But I think, look, the last couple of performances, he's been excellent. Even on the weekend, he was Liverpool's best player by a country mile. And I think again, he should be starting regular football for Liverpool now. I really, really do. But Gary saying, tell you all being, to be honest, Liverpool have to go for it now. Yeah, exactly, 100%, 100%. Gary would agree with you. But they're my friends. Going to be so hard the next few games as well. Yeah, Mark, 100%. Obviously, we've got Rangers, City, West Ham, Forest, Napoli in that as well. It's not going to get easy over the next couple of weeks. And yeah, it's going to get harder and harder. It looks impossible at the minute, doesn't it, for Liverpool at the present moment in time, anyway. But yeah, that for me is my starting 11 prediction. And for me, guys, as well, I'm going to go with a 2-0 Liverpool win. I think that hopefully can keep the professionalism like we saw last week, and just keep a professional performance. That is the major thing that again, you wish for. But again, tough away ground to go to. Atmosphere is going to be electric. And again, Liverpool, if we concede first, again, it's then what happens? What happens? Because we have to score first. We have to. If we don't, it's going to be a nightmare. And if it's an early goal we concede, it's going to be even more of a nightmare as well. And I think, like, hopefully, we keep the clean sheet as well. And I think, we will as well, hopefully. So I've gone 2-0 Liverpool. To be fair, I agree with your lineup, Connor. We wish we could bench Salah as well. There's a lot of people we wish we could bench. Salah, Virgil as well. Virgil hasn't been his best this season, but who else is there? To be awfully honest with you, 3-0 Núñez hat trick. Gary, I love it. I'd love it if that was to happen. Limited on our lineups, to be honest, for a few months. Yeah, absolutely. That team is probably going to be the team that's going to play the most. It's probably going to be playing 3 times a week now, and it's going to be interesting whether or not Klopp rotates it. Obviously we hope we be winning up to 40, 50 minutes and then take a couple of players off, like we saw against Arsenal, like he did. And I think that's the big thing where, again, with the 4-2-3-1, do you play Harvey Elliott in a cam? Carvalho can play in a central role as well, and he can even play on the left. So it's going to be interesting to see what does happen over the next couple of weeks. But For me, I just think that look, like Marcus said perfectly there, it is very limited at the minute, and you can't take anyone out of the team. To be awfully honest there as well, it's going to be very very frustrating for Liverpool anyway. But do we want to qualify? Will give us more games to play. Yeah, we want to qualify, Mark, because it's mad to say this. I just said this on John's channel, and I was just speaking to John about it as well. Liverpool, even though the crap start that we've had to the season, and even the crap middle part at the moment, Liverpool are the only team that can do that and then go on to win the Champions League. We are. Liverpool are the only team that remember 04-05 when Liverpool were awful in the league and then we went on and won the Champions League. That never heard of before. Um, and this team is capable. This team is capable of winning the Champions League when it's on form. But at the minute, it's not. It's broken at the minute, and at the minute, there's no fixing it. But as soon as it is fixed, potentially Liverpool could be up there. We could be in contention for it. So I think for me, I think yeah, Liverpool do want to qualify for it anyway. But for me, guys, I think the big thing is 2-0. Try and keep a professional performance. Try and keep it well, compact, tight, and try and build something for Man City on the weekend. I think that's obviously the big thing. Of course, looking a little bit ahead, but of course, tomorrow is so important for Liverpool as well anyway. But guys, I am going to leave it there tonight anyway. Apologies it isn't longer tonight for the match preview. Again, like I said, I am running out of time. I meant to be doing something at the minute and I'm not doing it. So I apologize for it not being a long stream, but we will be live tomorrow night anyway with a post-match reaction, hopefully when Liverpool have beaten Rangers anyway. But again, apologies it isn't a very long stream. But hopefully, I'm going to be bringing out more content as well because I feel like I've been slacking a little bit as well. Yeah, but honestly, guys, thank you. Ow, a bit of a tongue. That's horrible when I do that. Apologies to anyone that hasn't tuned in, or if you're just tuning in anyway. Apologies that we are ending the stream early anyway. But thank you for tuning in and thank you for being here as well. If you left a like as well, it's very much appreciated. And as well, if you're new around here, then please hit that subscribe button and don't forget to enable notifications as well. And I've just clicked the off-screen button by mistake anyway. But guys, until next time, that is going to be it from me. I've been Connor from the Cop Council. I'll see you all tomorrow. Ta-ra.